Imagine moving into your dream home, only to discover a murderous ghost child is waiting for you. This is the story of the Sallie House in Atchison, Kansas, often called the most haunted town in Kansas. Once a booming riverport with more millionaires per capita than any community in the nation, Atchison is full of grand Victorian mansions that locals claim are inhabited by restless spirits. In fact, guidebooks note that Atchison has so many spooky tales it even offers a haunted trolley tour through the old mansions. Right in the heart of this town stands the Sallie House, a modest brick home that has become infamous among ghost hunters. Visitors and YouTube shows flock here expecting something scary. Before we get into the spine-chilling details, let's set the scene. The Sallie House was built around 1900 for Drive Charles Finney. Legend says he ran a private practice in the front, with surgery rooms on the main floor and living quarters upstairs. One oft-told tale claims that one night a frantic mother brought her young daughter, Sallie, to Dr. Finney. He rushed her to an operating table, convinced her appendix was about to burst. In the story, the doctor began cutting Sallie before the anesthesia fully kicked in. Sallie's screams stopped abruptly. She grew pale and limp, and died on the table, her last view a man she thought was torturing her. According to the tour guides, Sallie's spirit remained, haunting the nursery and the operating area of the house. Legend versus records. The popular version above comes straight from local lore. However, historians and skeptics point out there is no record of a girl named Sallie ever dying in that house. In fact, some say the whole tale may have been cooked up later as a publicity stunt to attract visitors. Whether Sallie really existed or not, the story stuck. The city's tourism office even features the legend on its website to thrill visitors. City of Ghosts. Atchison's official sources make no secret of their haunted resume. They advertise the Sallie House as Atchison's most famous haunted house, open for tours and even overnight stays. Yes, you can pay to spend the night in this place, $125 per person if you dare. Just sign a waiver first for potential injuries. Ironically, that waiver notes, no serious injuries have been reported since the last tenants in 1993, suggesting whatever happened back then was truly extreme. Haunting events and strange phenomena. The legend might be folklore, but the hauntings are very real for those who experienced them, especially the couple who rented Sallie House in the early 1990s. Within days of moving in, they knew something was wrong. Their dog would growl and refuse to go near the upstairs nursery. Soon the activity escalated violently. According to reports, fire broke out inside the house for no reason, and cold spots appeared around the old operating room. Even more disturbing, the husband was physically attacked by the unseen force. He came to feel scratches on his chest and abdomen as if sharp nails were dragging across him strangely. Sallie seemed to ignore the wife and their baby. Only the man ever got hurt. Because of incidents like this, many visitors dubbed Sallie the man-hating ghost. Multiple witnesses over the years, mostly men, report waking up with cuts and bruises on their body after a night in the house. In fact, one former investigator said men often bled from mysterious claw marks in this house, hence the sinister nickname. Investigators and thrill-seekers have logged all sorts of paranormal effects at Sallie House. Visitors compile checklists like equipment failure, cameras, audio recorders, and even lights will suddenly stop working or mysteriously break. Battery drain. Batteries that were full seconds ago are found completely dead without explanation. Object movement, doors, toys, or even the surveillance gear itself sometimes slide or fly across rooms as if pushed by unseen hands. Physical marks. People routinely awaken with fresh scratches, bruises, or burns on arms or faces, even if they felt nothing at the time. Cold spots. Entire rooms drop to frigid temperatures in an instant, then warm right back up without cause. Animals react. Trained guide dogs and family pets frequently refuse to enter or become terrified of the upstairs nursery. What makes this ghost story so gripping is not just random noise or shadows. There's a pattern. Sallie's spirit, or whatever it is, communicates through aggression, especially toward men. And visitors report that whatever force lingers here seems almost alive and malicious. For example, one other former renter claimed she felt several spiritual energies, one so strong upstairs that it made me leave and not continue the tour. Another said, stayed overnight. Very spooky. Definitely a spirit. These first-hand comments, collected by the city's website, show that even skeptics leave convinced something odd is happening in that house. Ghosts or demons? Theories and clues. Is the Sallie House truly haunted by a little girl's ghost, or something far more sinister? Opinions differ, but even those who lived it argue it wasn't just a normal haunting. Deborah Pickman, the wife from the 1993 family, gave interviews later on. She recalls that at first she wanted to believe Sallie was a lost little girl's spirit who needed help. But as the terror escalated, Tony, her husband, and Deborah realized something else might be at work. Deborah would protectively try to take care of poor Sallie, thinking she loved the family and would actually protect the family, while Tony grew increasingly terrified by what he saw. One especially chilling moment, Deborah says the turning point came one night in the nursery. She awoke to find all the stuffed animals lined up in a perfect circle on the floor. No pet or child could have done that. That bizarre sight was the in-your-face realization that a force was indeed at work. In the months that followed, they noticed more clues. Deborah says a set of photos they developed one Christmas showed two distinct ghostly figures in the same picture, one looking like a small child, Sallie, and another older female form. That seemed to confirm Tony's suspicion that more than one entity roamed the house. By the end, Deborah became convinced Sallie was just a mask. In a later interview she stated they wholeheartedly believe the haunting was driven by at least one very strong and powerful dark entity, using the facade of an innocent girl. In other words, they think Sallie's happy child persona was a disguise for a demon or malignant spirit. Why the disguise? According to Deborah, it made the entity more acceptable and less frightening to them at first, a trick to lull them into staying. She explained, presenting as an innocent young female would be more acceptable and less threatening, and it would be easily accepted by us, and then be able to do its damage. Tony, however, never believed the friendly ghost story. In fact, he experienced classic demonic-style attacks, being scratched and burned, feeling vile cold creeping up on him, and hearing ugly whispers. Deborah reported that during investigations, their recordings, EVPs, even seemed to capture voices saying the spirits themselves were scared, manipulated, and ultimately captive by something far more powerful. Today, investigators still debate, was Sallie a gentle child's spirit corrupted by dark energy, or a cunning demon using a child's ghost as bait? Some paranormal experts lean toward demon theory. They point to evidence like the extreme nature of the phenomena, the selective cruelty, and the Pickman's strong testimony. All this hype means stories keep swirling online. Ghost hunting YouTubers and TikTokers flood the hashtag Sallie House with posts. For example, popular explorer Sam Colby did a live stream investigation in 2021, and clips of their claimed paranormal encounters have millions of views. We won't give away their findings here. You'll have to look them up. Likewise, a 2025 Instagram post by Paranormal Quest teased proof of the paranormal at Sallie House, showing just how current the interest is. This isn't a forgotten legend, it's a living story, with new proof and speculations appearing all the time. Would you dare? After all this, we still don't have a definitive answer. We have legends, eyewitness accounts, photos, and audio, and plenty of unanswered questions. The Sallie House stands as a crossroads of folklore and fear. It's a haunted museum of its own past, with skeptics, believers, and thrill-seekers all arguing over the facts. Would you stay a night there? Imagine the lights flicker and you hear a child giggle in the dark. Or do you think the lights and laughs aren't real at all, just tricks of a demon? One thing's for sure, whether Sallie was a sweet little girl or a malicious entity, her story resonates. It reminds us how the past can reach into the present in shocking ways. As the old saying goes, believe what you will, but never say never. We want to hear from you. What do you make of Sallie House? Ghost or demon? Drop a comment and let us know your theory. And remember, be careful what you wish for, sometimes it comes knocking at your door.